Well, you want to reveal the good news, Dylan?
Dude, it's so on. Drip is alive. Check this out, guys.
He's alive.
Look at the bases on this.
Got our first pics of him here. That deer is going to be a magnum. 5-year-old buck. That shot's awesome. Look at that. Oh, dude, look at that one.
My God. I'm getting.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be awesome, man.
It's cool because he's getting his drip started again here.
Yep, he lost that last year, but now it looks that might turn into something there.
That might be a full drop.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Get the body on him too. I mean, that's
he's
just
a beast.
That's pure health.
That's a pure 5-year-old buck right there. So awesome, man. There's another young buck.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. If the drip project's officially on.
Officially on. Heck yeah, dude.
So basically this first video is just going to be just a rough layout of kind of what this property looks like. And we're going to show you aerials and what we plan to do. And we're going to show you every step of this project. As you can see here, let me flip this around. I'm self-filming today, so bear with me here. Basically, we've got this huge pasture, okay? There's no ag, it's just grass, pretty much grass. It's pastured for cattle. A massive swamp that's pretty much cut over on this side. And then as you can see here, the fence is a fence that I ran right on the property line, okay? So if you look across, this is the other swamp that runs through. There's a ridge back there. So we're dealing with about 8 acres of ag on this whole piece of property. This piece of property is 200 acres total. So the only ag is what we've got here, and this is where we're focusing all of our attention on hunting. We don't even step foot in those woods, and you're gonna learn why. But anyways, today's project, I gotta fix this fence. I'm not gonna film that, that's pretty boring. As you can see here, we had Egyptian wheat screens. I take that back. This is a Sudan sorghum. This is from last year. We're gonna burn all this because I'm gonna no-till these same exact spots in sorghum again. They worked awesome for screening all this. As you can see, we've got a Banks blind set up right there, and you can see the sorghum behind it. And again, I'm going to explain why that sorghum's behind it. But today's project is getting this burned. Yesterday, there's a horseshoe strip of clover around the back side of this that I sprayed with Raptor yesterday. Had some weeds coming in, so it was time to take care of those. Anyways, so that's the game plan. It's gonna be a cool project. Last year I killed the best buck I've ever shot in the UP in this spot, the way it's set up. So it's proven, it works. We're gonna do it again. I mean, go with what works, right? So we're kind of excited about it. At the drip project today. Sorry, it's windy again. Go figure. Anyways, drilling soybeans into the standing rye. I already got a start here on it. And I'll explain once I'm in the tractor, you know, how all that's going to go down. But here we've got, along this edge, here's the property line. Along this edge, we started planting miscanthus, gigantus miscanthus, right along the edge. We got 2 rows in on this side, and what that does, that's going to be a perennial screen, so that's going to come back every year. And until that really gets up and established, I'll replant this in Sudan sorghum along with the spots that I already burned right here. So that's where we're at. It's June 3rd today. So just to explain a little bit, obviously no-till literally means no tilling, no turning dirt. We're drilling right into this standing rye crop. And what we're trying to do here is build the soil. So what I'll do is come in about a couple weeks, and I'm gonna use a crimper to kill this rye and to crimp the rye down, and it'll basically lay it down flat, lay this rye down flat. So you got a beautiful mulch layer for the beans to come up through. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to spray after that as well, because I do see quite a few weeds popping up in between, but we're hoping to someday to not even have to spray. So I'm gonna put about 6 acres of Roundup Ready soybeans in today. So that's where we're at on the project. Also, either today or tomorrow, the screens here, you can see like there's the one that we showed you the burn on. Those I'll be putting in sorghum. So these are Roundup Ready forage bean. Just a little little reminder, be careful, not all of them are inoculated. There's a lot of beans that aren't. So I'm adding an inoculant right here. You can see I sprinkle it on top. Just give it a good mix in. I think people get way too fussy. They wet the seed, and it's not necessary. Get a good coating. It doesn't take much. What's up, guys? Back at the drip project today. Right now I'm drilling sorghum into this old sorghum screen that we burned off. So you can see it's pretty weedy right now. So what I'm doing is I'm going to drill this seed in, and then either today or in a day, I'm going to come and spray this. So this sorghum will have a weed-free seed bed to get germinated and get started in. It's going to be awesome. So just a quick little tip on when you're no-tilling. Always check your seed depth. So I just take a knife here. We're drilling sorghum here today. What you want to do, just go in your row. I just take a knife and just start moving the soil back where the blade went, or where your coulter cut into the soil. See right there, I hit seed. That's perfect. Oh, see, there's another one. As long as this sorghum is just buried, we're fine. With sorghum, basically you just don't want to go too deep. If you go too deep, I've had minimal success with it. So just make sure it's just buried, and you're gonna be all set. So we just got done drilling the sorghum on the downwind side of this blind. We're at the drip project again. So what happens is this is basically set up for a west wind. This is the downwind side, and it creates a buffer. The deer don't come downwind, and also it creates a great entry and exit point. So what I do is right here in the middle, I cut the sorghum out once it gets tall, and I can get in and out of that blind without being detected. And I put sorghum on both sides and in the front of it, so it'll basically get almost as tall as the blind. So getting in and out is just awesome. So we got the beans all planted. You saw us do that. Now we're gonna crimp the rye. This is a crimper. Pretty crazy looking thing. Works great. What it does is lays that rye down. That rye is at the right stage right now to kill it by crimping it. We've got our beans already drilled into this rye, and we're gonna lay that rye down and kill it. It makes a nice thick mulch layer for the beans to come up through. Unfortunately, like I said before, I'm gonna have to spray too. I do see some weeds, but next step. right, one more thing done out here. All the rye is crimped over the beans, and the beans will be coming up through this stuff here pretty quick. They're already germinated, so next thing is spray. So if you're a food plot nerd like me, it's going to be cool to see what does better. The no-tilled beans and sprayed, kind of the traditional way, or the no-tilled beans and the rye crimped over the top instead of sprayed. Now I'm going to spray this anyways, but what's going to do better, the crimped side or just the sprayed side? Little update here on the Sudan sorghum behind the blind. Got a really good start on that. Hard to see, but it's coming.